Yeah, fuck that. America, we gon' crash cruise. You got us trapped in the system with cash rules. We looking like some damn fools. See, we expect the man that raped the village, the land,
to be the hand to give the black man food.
That's the definition of insanity.
We some damn fools.
Gotta teach our seeds to fish to
Get some damn food.
Cause America's so damn rude. But we gon' set it straight. We put the U.S. in the word United States. My country, tis of the Alliance States. Y'all import drugs for folks get hooked on. World War II on masses shifting heroin. And Rockefeller on the drug called methadone. The same shit my pops and my man pops was on. Try to exterminate the babies in the 80s with coke. Yeah, y'all try to break our backs in 88. Reagan cut coke and design crack. He cut that coke with baking soda, kept us
coming back. Now that's 3 generations back to back to back.
With heroin cut with coke and crack with crack. But we still here. We still stand.
Yeah.
Pyramid planners, we still planning. Yeah, we built this city down to the concrete.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your man Vince Pass in the building. Woohoo! Y'all don't know nothing about that right there. That's that Union Naughty. Now, mind you, man, when y'all hear a lot of the music that I play sometime, yo, these are dudes that were artists out here years ago in the game. Shout out to my people, man. You dig what I'm saying? Basketballheads.com. Won't you click and subscribe to them? They on IG, YouTube. Shout out to my man King Sharif in the building, A Million Magazine in the building, Kalani in the building, In Private Pursuit in the building. These are all podcasts that I'm naming right now for you, man. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in right now. You feel me? You're going to catch this later. It's your man Vince Pass in the building for the podcast. One voice, one mic. And we had to chop it up tonight, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the podcasters out there doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dude Nathan Ivy with Sin Digital Media. You feel what I'm saying? Like and shares with them. Donnie B. You know what I mean? Definitely check them out. Always give love. You know what I mean? So, listen, tonight, man, you know what I mean? Just want to talk about some things. You know, I got a couple of people coming up in the next couple of weeks. I got some real interesting people on the way. So I'm going to get back with y'all on that for real. So, I'm back in school, man. You know what I mean? I'm back in school. So, you know, last week's show, I couldn't really do last week's show because, you know, my first week of school actually started this week. So I wanted to get a jump on things. So, you know, shout out to SUNY College at Westbury. Shout out to all the birthdays, you know what I'm saying, that came up. You know what I mean? My daughter, Kamisha, love you, man. Her birthday was last week. My sister Yvette wedding was last week. So, you know, I had a whole bunch of things going on, man, you know. So just shout out to everyone that I missed you too. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you this much. The website will be up real soon. It's going to be one voice, one mic. You know what I'm saying? So hashtag it, you know what I mean? With the number 1 on it, you know what I'm saying? So just check me out. Shout out to my man At doing this thing out there. Shout out to my man Ezo doing this thing out there. Yo, we still losing people, man. Remember, this COVID-19 thing is real. So listen, however you choose to live, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure whether you get the shot or not, still protect yourself either way, you know what I mean? I want to talk about tonight, how do we navigate, you know what I mean? So a whole bunch of things have been happening across the United States, around the world. There's been a world shift that has taken place, you know what I'm saying? So how do we survive with things moving in opposite polarities? And that's what's happening right now. So before we get started, yo, catch me on YouTube, www.youtube.com/VincePass1. You can catch me on Facebook Live. This will actually probably be my last week on IG. So I would have to, you know, I would download and rip my my videos from off my YouTube page and upload them to IG. I will definitely be broadcasting more on Facebook, Twitch, .tv, which I will urge everyone to go to, twitch.tv also, and I will also be going to I'll be on Facebook Live. And yeah, man, I'm just trying to, you know, build up the platform the way that I wanted to be built. And you know, VPE, which is the Vince Pass Experience, you know, come on out, check me out, you know what I'm saying? Like, share, tag somebody, and let me know what it is. You dig what I'm saying? So without further ado, it's your boy Vinny Pooh Bar in the building. Here I am, you feel me? Yo, listen, I did all that in 5 minutes. Can you only imagine what it's like? Oh, shout out to all the new graduates of Ohio Media School. That's what's up. I went there, my alma mater. I've been in the game now for like 5 years, you know, still doing it. Shout out to my man Mercy Merce out there. He got his own honey company, does it on the roof of his house in Brooklyn. Shout out to my man Merce, you know. So let's talk about some things real quick. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm talking about how do we navigate, but I'm gonna let you know there's an underlying theme to this right now. You feel me? So it's a Monday night. It's all's well, and many people are still in a different kind of place. Like, you know, some people are still dealing with depression and all this other kind of stuff as well. Had a couple of people who was expressing some things to me recently, and shout out to my family. You know what I mean, for banding together and coming together to make things happen for somebody. So before I even go on, definitely got to always put this up. The suicide hotline, you know what I'm saying? If you are in need of counseling, anything of that nature, 1-800-273-8255. Again, the number is 1-800-273-8255. So, before you get to the end of your rope, yeah, man, let's chop it up a little bit, talk about it. You know, we don't want you to take your life. And we know times can be rough due to everything that's happening right now. The world is just moving backwards and opposite ends of things. So just wanted us to tell you thank you, for your support and and support somebody else, man. Depression is real out here. The state of the world is real. People are really, really moving into a different space right now because of the state of the world. But we can't let it change us, right? Right. That's what's up. So what I want to talk to y'all about tonight is definitely how do we navigate. So with all the things that's going on, especially with the new police shooting that took place in D.C. and with the gentleman sleeping in the car, even though there's some details out about it, I don't think there's enough details for me to really, really talk about it. I can talk about it, but I just choose not to because right now I don't want to, again, like I always say, I like to make sure that the sources are real. I like to make sure that everything is out on the table. And I like to speak in making sure that all the facts are out. So I just don't really want to talk about that situation right now. But I could guarantee you in the next couple of days, I will probably in the next show, not Wednesday, but Monday, I'll probably speak more about it because I think by then they would have deciphered what went on and whoever's lying about whatever, all that will start to come out. So, as you already know, the Supreme Court knocked down the eviction mandate of Joe Biden, blocking evictions. And one of the things that a homeowner who I know, he said to me was, listen, y'all have no idea. If you don't own property and you're renting to people, you have no idea the costs that they are taking on by people not paying their rent. You got to pay for upkeep of the place. You got to pay for a lot of different things, man. And so when you got that going on, you have you got to worry about plumbing, electricity. You got to worry about if you got a house, you got to worry about grass, the landscape being kept up. You know what I mean? You got a lot of things to worry about if you're a property owner. If you have an elevator in your building, you got to worry about that. There's a lot of things you have to worry. You have a lot of money going out, but you have no money coming in. And then the funny thing about it is you have to know that the insurance companies still honestly didn't know how to frame the insurance claims of many of these homeowners and these property and real estate owners because this truly was a natural disaster. But could you have framed it that way in your claims? So a friend of mine told me that they was having a hard time with that. In the beginning of all this, but again, like with anything, when America goes through crisis, they find a way to we find a way to conform and shape, you know what I mean, and move with it. So the evictions are now back on the table. So if you was taking all this time and you wasn't paying your rent, what was you doing with all your money? I'm just wondering, did you start a business, an online business or something? Like, geez, if you're getting evicted right now and you don't have a job and there are all these jobs that's available, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, you got to jump out here right away and stuff like that, because this is what you feel that you need to do. I mean, you don't need to do. What I'm saying to you is that, yeah, you need to jump out there if you have a family that you need to take care of. I'm afraid that I'm not afraid. I don't walk around with the spirit of fear. You know, um, I can guarantee you that, to some degree, we all have an apprehensiveness about something. But if you continue, shout out to Queen B, if you continue to live your life in this shell while we have, COVID going on, Delta, whatever you want to call it, different shifts and angles that's going on in the world right now, you're gonna continue to walk in fear. You're not gonna know how to live. You're not gonna live, period. You feel what I'm saying? So just to talk about it, man, them evictions, they're back in effect. So if you're not paying your rent and you wasn't paying your rent, you got this money stocked up, listen, you need to go ahead and pay your rent because coming in this month, the 15th, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to be looking at the door. And then we're going to have another issue. Again, I spoke about this on last week's show, that with these evictions coming up, you know what I mean? And landlords are not playing. They dead serious. Like, yo, I got somebody else ready to rent, And then you got the market that's, like I said before, it's just going up. So, you guys got to get out here and do what you need to do. If you got 2-parent households, if you got 2 people in the house that's adults, if 3 people in the house and adults, it's not the time just to be laying and standing around, not to do anything. These evictions are coming hot, fast, and heavy. Trust me. I can only imagine how the clerk of courts down here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Hamilton County, how they're probably going to be backed up. It's going to be a backlog just on evictions. You know what I'm saying? And I just thank God. I pray to God that, that none of you have to see that, you know what I'm saying, including myself. You know what I mean? I pay my rent, but I'm just saying, you just never know what's going to happen day to day. We're all a paycheck away from seeing the streets, to be honest with you. So, unless you're making that roll or your bank account is on stack, or if you're making that money, however you're making it, and hopefully it's legally, you're not worried about it, that's fine. But then there's other people out here that are worried about it and need to worry about it. So just understand that, it's back in effect because evictions are back on because these landlords are tired of taking the hit. And the reality is America is back open for business. Unemployment. So let's move. We're going to move rather quickly. So let's talk about unemployment. So I got a question. Is the unemployment rate seems to be moving downward? My next question is, are people unemployed because there aren't enough jobs, or is just that the jobs that they want to work, either one they're not qualified for, or they're not trying to get themselves trained up to be able to work the kind of job that they want? I mean, I see on Indeed all the time, there's a lot of jobs. Oh my God. I look and see how many jobs there are in certain sections. You see like it's 138 jobs available here, 75 in this particular category. And it could be all part-time, and there's nobody biting at the bait. And I understand it. I can't make $9-10 an hour. I could definitely understand that. But hey, all I can tell you is this: if you're facing an eviction, that $9-10 is going to be starting to look good. And I understand that you shouldn't have to have a shotgun pointed to your head either to go get a job, right? Right. I could dig it. But yeah, let me say this to you. Man don't work, man don't eat. That goes for women too. Women don't work, women don't eat. Even though the system is here, at some point the system is going to falter. At some point, the bottom is going to come out of the system. And once it comes out of the system, then they say, hold up, we need to press the reset button on this. We've been giving away too much aid. We've been giving away too much help, giving away too much this, too much that. The people who are not trying to make a difference in their own life. And I always had this thing about the welfare system. What do you want to call it? Job family services, things like that. I always had a thing with it that how come they give aid to people, but they don't put people in a position where, listen, you need to make this certain amount of money a month for us to continue to keep giving you this. Like it should be one, half in, you meet me halfway, the same way your parents would tell you. You want a car? Meet me halfway. You want them Jordans? Meet me halfway. I don't understand how come we're not treating this as trying to get somebody off the system. You know what I mean? To become 100% self-reliant on themselves. But these be the same people that be ready to go out to the club every weekend, have, and I have nothing against you doing that. But priority is a priority. You feel me? Many of you are still not working because, you still getting this government assistance. Well, guess what? It's on its way to an end, ladies and gentlemen. And when it comes to an end, many of you are really not going to know what to do about it. So understand, evictions are back in effect, and unemployment, to some degree, like I said, as soon as these big businesses change their starting minimum wage or agree to that, or the states just be like, yo, we need to up this. Because I know in Ohio alone, right now, one of the lowest, one of the states that have the lowest minimum wage. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, look, man, it costs $16 an hour to maintain rent. You got to be making at least $16 an hour. Matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, matter of fact, it's like 15, $16 an hour. You got to at least be making that just to maintain your rent right now. It's no longer 3, 450. It's no longer 450, 550 apartments anymore. Everything is 6, 7, and 850 and up. You know what I mean? So like, what kind of apartment you think you're gonna get these days at 450, 500, $600? Studio, and the studio is gonna be like a closet. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure like what you want for your life. What more do you want for your life? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, how are we navigating this? And I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking the question momentarily. So of course now we're back to this thing. We got education now, right? So we got the kids going back to school. Yo, listen, people been out of school for almost 2 years. 2 years. Before I even go into that, let me touch on this real fast. So I spoke about the Karen last week. Excuse me, her name's Stephanie now. I spoke about the Stephanie last week that started that fight with the gentleman at the Pittsburgh Steelers Detroit Lions game, preseason game to be exact. And I said to myself, after I had that my rant, like I was dead serious about when I said they need to have a law against this. They need to put all of these racially motivated crimes front and center on front and center. Period. Yo, you're gonna have to make a real example out of somebody in this particular time for people to stop, because the lid has been blown off. We done seen the Capitol riots. We've seen a whole bunch of other things dealing with racism, police officers, all this other kind of stuff. But the reality is that no one ever stopped to think about why are these white women going crazy. And I gotta say, and it's not all of them. It's not all of them. Let me be clear, it's not all of them, because somebody be on here trying to ban me next. You know what I'm saying? Because I said, oh, white women are all the white women are Karens. Nah, man, y'all don't. Come on. I have some real dope Caucasian friends, flat out. So I just want to tell y'all, man, all you Stephanies that's out here wilding out, cool out, be easy, man. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all barking up the wrong tree. Really, you know what you really want to do, but tree do, that's a bar right there. You know what I mean? Shout out to me. You know what I'm saying? On my battle rap skills. You feel me? But anyway, again, like I said, police brutality, the killings, it's still happening. So what have we changed? What has changed? Education in America. What has changed? The debt of college debt is still here. You know what I'm saying? When are they gonna pass the law about college debt? But I done told y'all already in a couple of my issues, a couple of shows that I had before, I talked to you about what they do with this college money, man. This college money this is a big business, this college money, and what this college money be funding. I'm trying to tell you, funds the national debt. I'm trying to tell you, man. So that's why they can't knock it out yet. College funding does a lot. You owe college money, your money goes to a lot. Trust me. They stop this bread, it's gonna be a lot of mad people. Trust and believe that. You feel what I'm saying? So let's talk about this FDA approval of the vaccine. All right. So again, it brings up the argument. The mask versus the no mask, the vaccine versus the unvaccinated. So many mandates are getting ready to come down right now. It's like, what do you believe? What do you, in the immortal words of Wu-Tang, what do you believe in? Heaven or hell? Well, guess what? Heaven and hell just met. You feel what I'm saying? And now it's a big clash. It's clashing on every level. That's, we're not talking spiritual right now, but I will get there in a second. We're talking about, right versus wrong, bad versus good. This is what's going on right now when it comes to this whole COVID-19, you take a vaccine thing. It's violence is going on. It's discrimination is going on. There's a lot of prejudice is going on against people who just don't want to take the vaccine. Like, come on. Serious, at the end of the day, they still human. Whether they catch COVID or not, whether people choose to wear a mask or not. So the argument is now, with the FDA passing it, you have hospitals that are mandating this thing. You have corporations that are mandating this now. So what did y'all think was going to happen when the Supreme Court stepped in and basically told the FDA, yo, listen, you got to make a decision. I need you to hurry and make a decision. You got to figure this out. This thing right here, this thing real. What we doing, baby? And so next thing you know, we got the FDA saying, yo, Pfizer, you up. Now everybody else is getting ready to put their little patents up. Then we're going to have generic shots. You know what I mean? Boosters and things like that. Like, y'all wondering, why is he scratching his arm? So let me tell y'all what happened. Shout out to my church, Rock Life. Yo, I have allergies and they're tearing me up right now. And so, I was playing volleyball, trying to play volleyball at 50 and 300 pounds. Right. You only can imagine how well that went for me. It didn't go well at all, but hey, I still played and had some fun. My church picnic this past Saturday. Shout out to my church, Rock Life. You know what I'm saying? We are about that rock life where we're building. That's crazy. I just forgot the mantra. Man. Okay. I guess I'll get told off on Sunday. Hey, Vince, how you forget that? Okay, well, I forgot it. But anyway, like I was saying, we got these FDA mandates and that's getting ready to happen right now. And these company mandates, the state mandates, and it's just crazy right now, man. I mean, but how are we navigating? People, they really just don't know what to do. And that's just the God's honest truth. We all just don't know what to do at some time. But this is what I say to you. And I'm gonna leave this mask. This is my last time talking about mask versus no mask. Okay. Whether or not you choose to wear a mask, you could be my brother, my sister, whatever. I'm loving you regardless. Okay. If you choose not to, then that's what it is. That's what you do. It's on you. I don't care. You feel me? But don't put yourself in a position where you feel obligated to do something that you choose that you don't want to do. And that goes for whether you want to wear one or not, whether you are for it or against it, or you anti-vaccine versus vaccine. Listen, man, everyone lives by choice and free will. Okay? That's what's up. Now, financial instabilities, small businesses. Listen, if you wasn't thinking about a small business during this time, I don't know what you was thinking about. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, this right here, man, the age of the small businessman, the mom and pop store, powerful right now. Powerful, powerful, powerful right now. You know what I'm saying to you? You could be out here lining up in next to somebody that could have a major shop, and you got a small shop, and they business gonna draw your business, and your business gonna draw somebody else's business. It's just gonna be like a whole effect. So if you want to think about a small business at this time, and the world is the states are coming opening back up, you might be missing out. And trust me, sometime the boat when it sails away, you might have missed your opportunity, man. So come on, man, jump in on this. I was talking about the housing markets. Housing markets are crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? Back to the evictions and things like that. So housing market is crazy. Ain't nobody selling because there's the appreciation on homes. And I just found out about redlining. I'm gonna bring somebody on my show that's gonna be able to talk about real estate and talk about the importance and the definition of redlining and regentrification, how both of those go hand in hand. I'm definitely gonna find somebody for that. So if y'all know anybody that's out there that hears this, I want to find somebody to talk to about that. Now they're pushing Bitcoin. Bitcoin's supposed to be the number one biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? And I tried Bitcoin for a second, but why am I investing in somebody else's business only to see a little bit in return? So I just couldn't do it. Not with the Bitcoin. I mean, I'll do it on a small scale just to kind of put extra change in my pocket. But it's very volatile. So you got to understand that Bitcoin is not something I would invest in long term. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a farm. I mean, the best way to start Bitcoin is to start a farm. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't got a farm, then you kind of wasting your time at Bitcoin, to be honest with you. I don't care how much money someone said they're going to nail me back. And I tried it, and it just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't I took a loss. It just wasn't for me. I actually told the person, keep my money. I don't care. I don't want it back. You know what I mean? That actually went against my principles of my faith and my belief. And, and that's just where it was at. It may be all right for the moment, but then, when you invest in something like that, it's like a drug. You know what I mean? You can get caught up in that. And next thing you know, you taking risks that you didn't have to take in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So that's just where I'm at on that with that. So all that being said, evictions, unemployment, mass versus no mass, Stephanie's, police killings and police brutalities, education going crazy. You know what I mean? What should we teach our kid? What we shouldn't teach our kid? All kids are back in school now. We opened up the doors. FDA passed this and passed that. Passed the COVID-19 shot. Okay, with Pfizer. Okay, bionet, whatever, biotech. Then you got open. Then you got open for business America. That's what we are. They open for business. Financial instabilities, small businesses jumping out of nowhere, housing market, Bitcoin. Yo, all these things add up to one thing. And I mentioned all these things tonight. And I ask you the question, how do we navigate? That really isn't the question. I set this whole thing up just to ask one important question. That goes from media. This goes from everybody. This goes from a school teacher to the president to Congress to everybody in the world that's in the United States, actually. What is the maturity of America? What is the maturity of America? Throughout this entire time, has the United States and the people that's living in it, have you matured? Okay? Have you matured? Are you still out here on the corner, hanging out, not going to find a job? Are you still smoking weed behind other people that you don't even know? Are you buying your weed from somebody you don't know? Figure. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Are you trying to make the attempt to balance out your checkbook, learning about your money, learning about your credit, how important it is? What have you done during this particular season? What type of seed did you sow so you can reap the reward of the seed that you sowed? When are you going to take stock into that? Into sowing good seed for yourself. When? Huh? When you go through another situation that causes you to lose your mind about how you gonna pay this and you gonna pay that? Well, listen, I'm here to tell you that I can't testify if I have a testimony. You dig what I'm saying? So how are you learning how to move? How are you maturing in this particular moment in time? Because we are not living in the same day. We're not living in the same time before COVID. Sorry, this phenomenon that took place. Listen, it's a part of the world now. What are you doing different? Different. What are you doing that's different? The way that the world has fell on people are acting crazier and crazier. We already know that we move towards end of days. We know that already. All I'm saying to y'all is this. Please, 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 do not be do not try to live the same way that you used to before COVID, because the navigation is different. What's your GPS saying to you right now? What is it? What is it? What's your GPS? What's your compass acting like right now? You think what I'm saying? I don't, for some of y'all, I can't understand what you are looking at when you begin to look through these lenses. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you seeing when you look through these lenses of life? How can you still be living and walking in the same way? You know what I'm saying? And thinking that the same things that you're supposed to do, you know, is gonna work. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I'm just kind of at a loss for words. I see people still moving the same way every day. Just all of that, man. You dig what I'm saying? So, how have you matured during this time? How have you matured during this time? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't care if you smoke your weed, you get your drink on, but what plan are you putting together for your family to live? We know that the future seems scarce, but no man knows the minute, the moment, of the hour. when they're going to expire. So you got to continue to live life the way that you see fit. So all I'm saying to y'all, man, is that listen, you know, when you begin to take account and stock of all of the things that you should be doing right now to put yourself in a better position to succeed, ask yourself, is that what you're doing? Because if that is not what you're doing, then hey, you got to also ask yourself another question, man. Are you here to win? Are you here to win, or are you here to complain for somebody else to push you over the finish line? Ain't nobody else gonna push you over the finish line, family. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody gonna push you over the finish line. Ain't nobody gonna push you over there. Ain't nobody gonna push you to the finish line. Nobody's gonna push you because they're too busy having to worry about their own self in their own situation. So, you know, that goes for your family, that goes for your friends, that just goes for a lot of people, man. That, you know, if you're not taking care of you, what are you doing right now to become a better you? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? What are you doing? So listen, man, I'm your man Vince Pass, man, for the podcast. One voice, one mic. I want to leave y'all with a song that I used to sing when I was younger. Um, back when the you know, I'm a big Wayne's fan. You know what I'm saying? And I'm quite sure if you know about BB and CC. Um, I remember when things were simple. You know what I'm saying? And things just aren't that simple anymore because you know we don't let our yes be yes and our no mean no. We don't build and come together. And it's hurtful to see how we don't support one another even when we're doing the same things but in a different way. So I want you to always know, as long as I'm on here podcasting, I'm always going to give shameless plugs. I'm always going to give shout outs. I'm always going to give strong words of encouragement. I'm always going to give those things. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to tell y'all, man, thank y'all. And I appreciate all of y'all love and y'all support. You know, like I said, whether it's one person or 10,000, you know, if I can make the difference in one person's life, then I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to end the show tonight with a song by the Wayans family. And if you know it, sing along with it. If not, just sit back and listen to the words and marinate on it for these last 5 minutes, man. I'm going to talk to y'all later. I love y'all. It's your man Vince Paz for the podcast One Voice, One Mic. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.
I remember when life was so simple. You did or you didn't. You would or you would. But it ain't like that anymore. I remember when life was so easy. People said what they meant.
We were for it all, yes, but it ain't like that anymore.
Somewhere we lost the soul.